Hello, hello. It's hot outside and it might even be hot inside our bodies. I'm talking about inflammation, and it's hard to resist talking about this topic right now because, one, it's so important for our health that we get a handle on excessive internal inflammation. Plus, it's hot outside. So, in the heat of summer, it's easy to talk about how hot it is inside and out. Everybody who attends these webinars live or checks out the recorded version gets a copy, not a copy, but sorry, I'm just checking the time. It's a complimentary can of joint relief. I'll give you the email to reach out to for your complimentary product in a slide or two. So hang tight, we're about a minute early. This meeting is being recorded, so I'm going to pop it onto my YouTube station, my personal YouTube station at Julie Dennis Fox. That's my name. So hang tight. I will be right back to officially start our 15-minute maximum. In and out, we're going to keep it focused on what you need to regain a healthy inflammatory balance. I'll be right back. Hello, hello. We have gathered for the monthly health tune-up. Thank you for joining me. We're going to be focused. We're going to be talking about healthy inflammatory balance. Something very easy to talk about this time of year. It is hot outside. We're in the triple digits, and we have been for some time. There's fires all around us. Yes, you guessed it. I'm in California. But even if you're not in California, it seems like it's a very hot summer. So I'm going to be talking about inflammation, and not the kind we're experiencing externally, but the sort of inflammation we may be experiencing internally, and how to regain a healthy balance if we find ourselves a little bit out of balance here. And by the way, everybody that attends these live presentations or the recorded version, I put them up on my YouTube station, Julie Dennis Fox on YouTube. Anybody that watches these videos or attends the live training can get a complimentary can of joint relief with CBD, the hemp-based CBD, by the way. And I'll give you the email shortly. Just hang tight. Let's get into it. And first, what that means for me is that I'm not a practitioner. I am not a practitioner. I'm not here to treat, cure, or mitigate disease or help you necessarily with your particular health challenges. I'm just relaying information that I myself have found useful through the years for my own health and the health of my family and friends. So that's what we're talking about. So inflammation, what you're seeing here is an image of a cut. When we cut ourselves, sometimes that cut is going to turn red. What that is, it is a response from our immune system going to that site, that area of the cut. Our immune system will send out the white blood cells. It will send out the cells that will attack this cut site and help it keep from getting infected. So this is a sort of inflammation that is healthy, and I want to definitely drive that home, that there are healthy types of inflammation in our bodies, natural triggers that we need, like our immune response. As you see here, you get a bee sting, and sometimes that bee sting, ouch, is going to hurt. And two, it may turn red in that area. And again, that's the immune system activating to attack that site of the bee sting to help, neutralize any potential infection and heal it. So, hang on, I'm also admitting people onto the live version. So yes, we are being recorded, by the way, and it's also live on Facebook for those of you that are joining us live on Facebook. So this is a natural and healthy inflammatory response that our body has innately. We need that. We like that, and we embrace the healthy inflammation. But when our lifestyle is out of balance, what may happen is chronic inflammation. Chronic inflammation is not good and something we want to avoid. We could generally easily do that in our lifestyle by choosing healthy foods and sleeping well. I'm going to show you what may lead to that inflammation first before I tell you what we could do about it if it's gotten out of hand. Of course, what we eat matters, and sugar is an inflammatory trigger. Too much sugar, or sometimes for many of us, just a little bit of sugar may trigger inflammation internally, and too much of that, again, is not a good thing. We don't want chronic inflammation to take hold, and sugar is certainly a trigger for inflammation internally. Alcohol, there's a reason why they call it fire water. Fire water, yes, when we drink alcohol, internal inflammation also increases. So, temper your amount of alcohol you consume, or don't do any at all. We're all adults here, I'm assuming. A lot of red meat in the diet, it may increase inflammation. Protein being very hard to digest for many people, if not most people, if you eat it in excess particularly. Ultimately, too much of red meat or even other kinds of meat may lead to increased internal inflammation. Of course, processed foods, we know to stay away from those. Those also may increase internal inflammation, and our attitudes, our stress levels, and how we relate to stress. Stress is going to be there. We all know that. When we wake up, sometimes it's going to start happening immediately. So how we respond to stress will make all the difference in our healthy inflammatory balance. Let me show you this. This is an image of the nervous system, starting, of course, in the brain. It all starts here. So when our brains are triggered and they become stressed, we're thinking stressful things, that traverses the whole body. That thought affects the whole body. Too much stress or being thrown into fight or flight too often. Again, fight or flight is there for a reason. If we have to attack, let's say somebody, God forbid, is attacking us and we need to attack back, our bodies are designed to be able to handle that attack, and we become almost superhuman in that moment. That's our fight or flight response working, and we need that. But when we're thrown into this fight or flight syndrome chronically, like many have, especially over this last year and a half, that's not a good thing, and that chronic inflammation can take hold. So I'm here to tell you, we have the power in our hands to get a healthy balance. And it's not just, and it certainly actually is not a dietary supplement. They can help. Supplements help supplement a healthy lifestyle. That's great. I'm so fortunate they're there. But what's going to create a greater impact is all the other things we do 24 hours a day. Restorative sleep. And there's a whole chain of events that happens when we're not sleeping well. And those chain of events left unchecked, again, lead to inflammation, all from not sleeping well. Nutritious diet, as you've seen, movement, something to spend some of that nervous energy. Time in nature, that's one of my ways to defuse. Calming practices, and then dietary supplementation. So let's talk about that. Dietary supplementation. which I consider, some of the herbs that I harvest. I was wild harvesting here, Bridgeport, California. Beautiful hike with my husband, Chuck Fox. Shout out to Chuck. This is wild oats. Wild oats are a classic nervine and they grow almost everywhere. So if you find your local wild oats in the springtime, harvest those seed pods, dry them, and drink it as a tea. It's very calming, soothing nervine, as it's called. Wild oats, another simple one. California poppy. You may not have California poppy growing in your garden, but you may have other poppies growing in your garden, or you may have access to dietary supplements that include poppies, also a calmative, a nervine, calming us down. And sometimes we all just need that extra support. Lemon balm, another favorite. It's in the mint family. Plants in the mint family have that square stem that you see here. Lemon balm is simple, calmative, easy to grow, something you yourself can do. A nice infusion and tea of lemon balm. Adaptogens, helping us adapt to stress. This is this category called the adaptogens in herbal traditions. That would be ashwagandha, here growing in a botanical garden in India, rhodiola, eleuthero, holy basil. These are all adaptogens renowned to helping us adapt to stress. That's simple. And when we can adapt to stress, that inflammatory cascade of chemicals also calms down. It is like a clockwork. So as we wrap up here, again, some of my favorites to help with a healthy stress response. I can't take care of the diet for you. You have to make those decisions yourself, your calming practices, restorative sleep, all these things. And if you are to supplement, these are some of my favorites to supplement. They're not your classic anti-inflammatory supplements. I like to go a little bit deeper and get to some of the foundational issues that may lead to chronic inflammation, potentially, again, that unchained stress response. Reishi mushroom, the king of mushrooms, by one of my favorite, Host Defense. GABA Calm from Source Naturals. It's a sublingual. You put it under the tongue and it dissolves really quickly, helps calm the mind. A couple from Wish Garden, one of my favorites, Catherine Hunziker, classic herbalist of the American tradition, I would say, although she incorporates botanicals from all over the world. Emotional Ally and Liquid Bliss, and a couple more that I really like in the supplement aisles. Sleep Being Critical. I have in my suitcase, which is right here, I'm going on a trip soon, I have sleep rejuvenation on me because sometimes when I travel, sleep is a little elusive. And I know how important it is for overall health, including inflammatory balance, sleep rejuvenation, a lovely chamomile lavender combination in a tea, and two classics from Herb Farm with wild oats and some adaptogenic support. So again, it is a comprehensive support, a comprehensive approach to inflammation, and also a healthy inflammatory balance and just health overall. The best foundation, the best offense is the defense. Take care of this foundation and it will take care of you. So for your complimentary kind of joint relief or watching the live version, we're live on Facebook or being recorded on Zoom, please email me here, customer service at Canna Joint Relief. I'll send you a complimentary Canna Joint Relief. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I am available and here to support you. That's what I do. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your summer, winter, fall, or spring, whenever you see this video. Thank you again for attending live.